Susie, oh my god. It's Christmas, Susie, please. Just let me see my kids for Christmas. That's all I want. Just one Christmas. It doesn't have to be a long time, it just has to happen. They need to know who their father was. And who he's trying to be. Hello everyone, it's me, Demented Ghastly here, with another Toll Drama video. Now you guys must have thought to yourselves, oh, Demented Ghastly can't sink any lower with video ideas. Well, guess what, motherfuckers, I'm still doing it. We have a hats-only season. Yes, excellent, perfect. So as you can see here, we have 4 teams, and no, they are not even. So the reason that they're not even is because they're, sorry, I'm not sure if it just killed my facial tracking by rubbing my eyes there, because I started tearing up with my acting. I guess I can now cry in command, I think. I've been starting to be able to do that, so... acting gigs in the future, you know, if you want to call out to me. Anyway, we have the Grim Brims, which constitute of characters who have hats with brims, with it being like fedoras, cowboy hats, explorer type hats, you know, and then we have the duck bills with characters who wear baseball caps and the like. And then we have the Beanie Bros, characters with beanies and stuff like that. And then the yada yadas. Everybody else. Cool. Anyway, so they're going to be going through this season. Can you guess who will win? Who will be first boot? We'll see. So essentially they all are on their respective teams, and they'll be playing through the entirety of Total Drama Island as Chris got bored and decided to do everything again. Okay. Man, I'm too tired. I think I did like my first final, and I'm still not really recovering it from it. Well, not recovering, not like I'm not recovering, but more like, you know, I'm just not doing well during finals week. Anyway, so nobody gets eliminated in the first episode, and we see some interesting interactions here. I feel like the Beanie Bros kind of get along for the most part, just because all of them are kind of chill around each other. Dan tries to manipulate them. Ezekiel gets manipulated. MK tries to manipulate Ezekiel and Dan. It does work. Sean is noticing all this stuff happening, but he's like, you know what, I do not care, man. I've already won the season. I'm fine. And then Lori here isn't really doing too well with the others, but I guess she's chilling out with Ezekiel, smoking some weed. The yada yadas are doing great, but Isabel is like, what the hell is my team? Who are these people? They're all like complete losers. And then the Duckbills are like doing pretty well, but they're like, why the frick is a kid on our team? This does not make sense. It does not make sense. And then the Grim Brims are doing pretty well. Everybody's a little bit weirded out by Marcus, but I promise you, as the season goes on, more and more people are going to accept Marcus and kind of realize that he's not a creepy old guy. He's a guy who's gone through a lot, you know? Anyway, first episode, or second episode, I guess. Not So Happy Campers Part 2. The people who jump, or the people who do not jump, are Nick, Junior, Specifically, they tell Junior not to jump. Nick doesn't want to jump in. B does not jump in as well. And Lori does not jump either. Due to not wanting to jump, the Beanie Bros lose the challenge. Thus meaning that they have to eliminate someone. Boop, boop. Boop. Okay. And the person they choose to eliminate first is Lori. Let's be real, these four are going to be a dynamic duo. We have the strategy / social game. We have the tech expert, who's already started downloading confessionals like crazy. We have Sean, who's got the challenge strategy, and then we have the beast Ezekiel. We all know he's going crazy in them challenges. My boy is the GOAT. He is the greatest. He does those challenges, he wins those challenges, he wins those, you know? Anyway, the next episode is The Big Sleep. And in The Big Sleep, slowly, characters start to nod off. Here, I'm gonna go by people on each team first. Junior, because he has an early bedtime, then Richard laughs at him, and 5 minutes later, he falls asleep. Then we have Nick falls asleep. Then we have Jeff. Then after that, we have B, who needs his beauty rest. Then Z, Damien, Leonard and Tammy, Mickey. Then we just keep on going down. MK and Dan break into Sean's coffee stash, while pretending that they're both going to each separate bathroom. And one gets water, good, well-filtered water, and the other one gets the coffee mix, pours it together, and pours it down Sean's throat when he's not looking. Sean then stays up and wins the challenge for the Beanie Bros, while the others slowly nod off. The Duckbills have the most people sleeping first. So, essentially they got the first person who fell asleep, but also at the same time they got the most people who fell asleep because all of them did fall asleep. And the person they choose to eliminate is Junior, because they're like, this is no place for a kid. This is no place for a kid. We can't have the kid here. After that, we have Dodge Brawl. Team versus team versus team versus team. And in this one, the team that wins here is the Grim Brims, with Diego and Jasmine leading in a all-on assault, with Ashley and Jeff helping out too. Eventually they're able to beat the Duckbills, surprisingly. And the team that gets absolutely mocked on the floor is the Yada Yadas, which means that they have to eliminate someone, and that person is Leonard. Isabel knows that she has to get rid of someone, but she has a kind of fondness for Mickey, as she kind of thinks of him as a charity case, and she realizes that the big guy, DJ, is going to be more of an important thing to have in this sort of competition. Sorry, I'm moving my chair around a lot. And then Tammy is just girlies. It's just girlies. She prefers girls to dudes, and that's completely fine if you want to hang out with one gender over the other. Just make sure that you do hang out with the other gender when you do genuinely think they're cool. Like, don't be afraid to do that. It's not gay, bro. I've seen people saying that's gay, and it's crazy. Anyway. So in this, we have Not Quite Famous, where the Beanies win due to them all playing instruments with MK on the keyboard. We have Ezekiel and Sean singing, and we got Dan playing the electric guitar. I mean, so does Sean, but Sean's singing backup vocals on this, and surprisingly, they do end up winning. However, the Duckbills end up kind of flopping when they throw out Richard, who does pretty well, but then they throw out Damien, who creates an explosion using the chemistry set that he was given. He was given the wrong ingredients. Then Wayne tries to repeat what Richard did, gets less points for it, and Z just shows up, and they just assumed he had a talent because he's said yes, but he wasn't really listening in the first place. So he gets kind of stage fright. However, they decide to get rid of MacArthur because she's been barking orders at them for a while now, and they're getting a little bit tired of that, especially because Richard and Marissa are actually kind of carrying here in the coaching department, I guess I should say. Anyway, we made it to Sucky Outdoors. All these characters going in. We got the Beanies winning again. And that's due to Sean's survival skills. With the Grimbrims coming up close behind. As Sean and Ezekiel make it there, so does Diego, Jasmine, and Ashley, and they almost tie for first place. However, it doesn't really matter because the people who come in last place are the Yada Yadas. And Mickey had an extreme allergic reaction, so they decide to take him out of the game. Next we have Phobia Factor. Woo! In this one, Isabel forces DJ to confront his fears, which he's already done on multiple occasions. How many fears can a guy have? And how many times can he confront those same fears? Anyway. They end up winning, and then Team Grimbrims actually has to send someone home due to Diego, Nick, and Jeff not facing their fears. So, they end up deciding to get rid of Nick. Because Nick wasn't really helping out the team anyway. Let's be real here, he wasn't going to make it very far. I don't feel like he would have very much good interactions with many of these characters. on his team. You know. Anyway, next we have Up the Creek. And in that, the Duckbills end up carrying, and they complete the challenge, explode the thing, do the other thing, you know how it is. They create the explosion, they paddle back, all that sort of stuff. You probably know Total Drama if you watch me. Let's be real here. And the person who gets eliminated in this one is not from the Duckbills, obviously. Jeff. Though he had pretty good interactions with most of the people here, they found that he wasn't exactly as strong in challenges, as Marcus had been doing pretty good the past couple rounds, and he kind of opened up to him lately, and they felt really bad if they were going to try to eliminate him, because it looks like he needs the money. The poor guy's living out of a trailer at this point. I'm just kidding. I don't think he's living out of a trailer, but anyway, Paintball Deer Hunter is next, and in this one, the Yadas win, absolutely dominating everyone. Woohoo! It seems the Duckbills couldn't keep up with the Yada Yadas, as Isabel completely carries it and goes like 1v like 5 people by the end. And the team that has to send someone home is the Duckbills, as they got completely team wiped and also got shot first, which means Z is going home due to him being kind of a slacker in the challenge. Next we have If You Can't Take the Heat, where we have the Yadas win again due to DJ's great cooking, Isabel and Tammy's help. After that, we also have the Grimbrims coming in with some great food. And then the Beanie Bros not coming in last due to the Duckbills flopping. Now, how did they flop, you may ask? Well, Wayne gave them the wrong ingredients, thus causing his own elimination. It was a pretty easy one. All of them just kind of knew that they had to vote for Wayne, and they felt kind of bad about it. Especially Richard, who is trying to act like a mentor to the boy, who reminds him so much of Logan for very unspecified reasons. Next we have Who Can You Trust? And let's be real, who can you trust here? Now, I'm not gonna get into everything for all the challenges, but the Yada Yada's win streak ends here, and Tammy is eliminated, thus creating the small team of 2. Next we have Basic Straining. The team that wins here is going to be the Bills, the Duckbills, as they have a literal army person in here. Richard does pretty well with it, and Damien is trying his best. B doesn't do too well because he's kind of big, but he tries his best as well. Pretty athletic guy despite being really, really large. And by really, really large, I don't think I'm really fat shaming him, more as just saying that I don't think that I could get through like the spike rope things that they make you crawl through. Anyway, the Brims end up losing this one, and they finally get rid of Marcus, while giving him a little good goodbye. Little good. Why'd they say little good? They give him a sweet goodbye, and that's it for Marcus. Next, Extreme Torture, where we have the Beanie Bros win, using Ezekiel's pretty much immunity to pain, or not immunity to pain, but pretty much immortality, and Sean's just ability to friggin' push through pretty much anything at this point. He trained himself so much, it's definitely hurt him. The Duckbills come close with Damien, who's just been putting up with so much, and Marissa, who had to literally go into the army, so she's gotta have a lot of ability to sustain these sorts of tortures. Meanwhile, the Yada Yadas, Isabel tries her best and does not win. However, it is ultimately the Grim Brims, and girls gotta protect the girls, you know? Besides, they have more of a history together in the wild. When they went out foraging, and they've had more connections, which means our Colombian man right here is going away. Next we have the Brunch of Disgustingness, which separates them into teams of boys and girls. And in the Brunch of Disgustingness, we have women versus men. And in the end, despite their player advantage, the team that ends up losing is the men, due to Jasmine and Ashley and Isabel, who just friggin' tryhards it, because she's been having to tryhard this whole game. She's gonna go full out, dude. And the person eliminated from Team Boys is Dan. Strategy couldn't get you through that one, eh? And here is our final grouping, or our merge group. Okay, so for No Pain, No Game, we have 2 people return, which is MacArthur and Z. In this challenge, by the way, I think I was confusing No Pain, No Game with Extreme Torture. However, I do feel like the results would end up about the same. But, No Pain, No Game, we have Ezekiel win this. And then the person eliminated is going to be someone who's such a big threat right now, which is B. Silent B is going to be a serious problem due to his ability to make alliances, not telling any secrets, and, you know, genuinely being just a chill guy, but also being incredibly smart, and that's something that they fear. So we have the next challenge, which is search and do not destroy. In this, we have the whole thing with trying to find the keys, stuff like that. And in this case, the last person to find their key loses, which is a little bit different. And so the last people to find their keys are Richard, Sean, and DJ. And the person out is Richard. Sorry, Richard. You had your chance. You made it pretty far. You made it past merge. Nice job. Next we have hide and be sneaky, where Sean and Marissa end up winning the challenge. And the person they decide to vote out is someone who'd be a seriously dangerous player in the future, which is Jasmine. Next we get to That's Off the Chain. And I'm gonna be real, we are not gonna do it by the same rules. All of them will make it over the finish line. It's just the last two people racing are going to be Z and Sean. Meanwhile, Isabel gets first place, despite riding in robes. Riding in robes sounds wrong. I'm not sure why. But, anyway. Anyway. The person who's coming in last here is Sean. Due to a serious stroke of luck, Z ends up winning the challenge and eliminating Sean. Next we have Hook, Line, and Screamer. Ezekiel, Damien, and DJ find themselves as the last three standing. They band together to defeat the killer. MacArthur also ended up screaming the loudest, since Z passed out instead of screaming, as he would have been the loudest screamer. Next we have Wawanako Gone Wild. We have Wawanako Gone Wild. We have a men versus women's alliance going on here, which makes it 4-4. This, after the challenge, due to the people winning being Isabel, and that's pretty much it. Just Isabel, I'm gonna be real. The four vote for each other, and Chris just decides to boot the two people who got 4 votes each, and that eliminates Z and Marissa. Moving on, we have characters put together. We have Isabel and Ezekiel. A little bit of religious stuff going on there. We have Damien and Ashley. And finally, we have MK and DJ. And I think these are going to be some excellent, very interesting pairs, personally. For our trial by Triumph Triathlon, Ezekiel and Isabel end up winning it through Isabel's pure force and Ezekiel's good carrying arms. He's going to literally carry her through this challenge in certain parts. Anyway, the person eliminated is put on the losing team, who tried their best but just barely couldn't make it in time, which is MK or DJ. And the person eliminated here is DJ. I feel like I'm slurring my words. Like, I feel like my brain is like slowly dying as time goes on, and I really apologize for that. I don't mean to like sound very low energy. It's just, it's always been a long day, and I'm like, I don't know how to make myself sound like more energetic. Like, I'm trying my best here, but it's I start to realize I'm kind of starting to ramp down, and I'm starting to space out at times and stuff. Next we have Hout Campshire. In Hout Campshire, we have the final 5 in teledrama, and the person eliminated due to being the most disliked out of these 5 is surprisingly MK. MK is taken out right there. And we moved on to our final 4. 2 boys, 2 girls. Where we have Camp Castaways. And then we have Are We There Yeti? And for Are We There Yeti? The winners are the guys. And Chef decided to eliminate Isabel. She tried so hard, she got so far. But she was rooting for Ashley after that. So, next we have the torture given among Ashley, Ezekiel, and Damien. Obviously, Damien couldn't deal with that. So, we made it to our final 2, with the canon ending being Ashley and the alternative ending being Ezekiel. Why did I put Ezekiel in the final 2 for this season, you ask? Well, it's because he's got the most iconic hat here, and I don't care what you have to say, his hat is the best out of all of them. It is the best. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead and say it. You're wrong. You're actually the one who's wrong. He does have the best hat. Ezekiel has mad drip. Yo. God, I want to kill myself after that. Anyway. I hope you enjoyed this silly, goofy video. I need to get those watch hours up as well to earn any income from YouTube ever. So hopefully I can earn some pennies eventually. And one day I'll be able to buy a mansion with that in this economy. Anyway, make sure to go outside, compliment someone's hair, and make the world a little bit better place. Bye-bye!